If you've ever set a goal to get organized, felt completely inspired to get stuff done, and then found yourself fighting the old voices in your head as you tried to make headway, I want to let you know that it's completely normal. There's a literal biological reason our brain does this, and a reason why real change actually hurts like working out in the gym. So grab a basket of laundry to fold or a counter to clear off, and let's head into this portion of video to talk about how to rewire our brain, break the old stories, and treat organizing for what it actually is, a learned skill. Why we need to keep our why visible. One of the biggest mistakes we make is creating a vision and then never looking at it again. We write it, we think about it, we feel inspired, then life happens. A few weeks later, we're back to reacting instead of intentionally moving toward what we wanted. The vision didn't disappear. The why didn't disappear. It just isn't in front of us anymore. And what isn't in front of us eventually gets replaced by whatever is in front of us. You know that they say that only 3% of people actually achieve their goals. Now, people who have ADHD, attention diverse, happiness driven people, or attention diverse, heart driven people, they are people who I am one who it's just something that happens where we get distracted very easily. But this is the thing, you don't have to have ADHD for this to be something that's necessary to achieve a goal. Something happens, we just forget. Life does get in the way. But if you do have ADHD, this is mandatory because we do forget. We have things that are very important to us, and then we get distracted and we don't remember that it happened. And then 3 or 4 weeks later, we're like, oh, that is right. I did want to do that. This is normal. I used to think I was the only one. I'm not the only one. It is normal for that to happen. So we do have to have our goals in front of us all the time so that we can achieve them. What happens when we stop looking is the urgent starts replacing the important. The day's problems become bigger than the future we want. The vision becomes fuzzy. The excitement absolutely fades. The old habits begin taking over again, not because we failed, but because we're human. This is why reminders matter. This is why we need to revisit our vision. This is why we need to keep our why visible. This is why we use a star and heart tracking sheet. We do that because it helps us to remember this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm committed to. This is what's important to me. And it isn't about getting it perfect. And we're going to get into that today. We could keep a tracking sheet and color in the stars or the heart and say, this is what I'm doing. And I did it today. I did it today. And then you don't do it one day. You don't start all over. You just don't color in that day. What you'll see is a pattern. What you'll see is maybe you need to tweak your commitment. Maybe instead of doing it every day, you should do it every 4 days or just totally leave out Monday altogether. It's not something to make us feel bad that we aren't doing it because nobody does everything 100% of the time. It is impossible. We know that. And we're going to get into that today too. The brain defaults to what is familiar. Joe Dispenza talks about how neurons that fire together wire together. Every thought we repeatedly think becomes easier to think again. Every behavior we repeatedly perform becomes easier to repeat. The old pathways don't disappear overnight. They're still there and they're waiting, which means if we stop intentionally directing our thoughts, our brains naturally return to the familiar. I'm going to read that again, which means if we stop intentionally directing our thoughts, our brains naturally return to the familiar. This happens physically. It isn't just like willpower or something. You can't will this. You have to practice it because it is biological. You have a habit that you have and you have thoughts that you have. And let's just pretend that these are the neuron synapses that are there ready to snap in. So there they are, snapped. You're creating new ones now. And so this one detaches and the new one is put in place. But the old one, the old habits, they're still right there. They're lurking in the background, ready to snap in. We have to do it long enough so that the ones that have been there over and over again don't just snap right back in as if we've never tried at all. The old groove is still there. Remember the record that we talked about last week. The old groove is still there. The old story is still there. The old habits are still there. The old beliefs are still there. The goal isn't to erase them. The goal is to create a new, stronger groove. A groove we visit more often. A groove that eventually becomes our new normal, becomes our new identity. Okay, why do we repeat our vision? Not because we forgot it, because repetition creates familiarity, and familiarity creates comfort, and comfort makes action easier. Every time you read your vision, you are strengthening the new groove, reminding yourself where you're going, reinforcing your why, and making it easier to continue. Why wouldn't we do that, right? If something is not familiar and we're not comfortable, we don't like to get out of that. Anything that's not familiar is not comfortable. That's why they call it comfort zones. When you get outside of a comfort zone, what happens? You're uncomfortable, right? That's normal. So whenever we do something different, we're going to be uncomfortable. Let that be a sign that you're doing the right thing. If you're trying something new and you feel uncomfortable, don't feel like, oh my God, like this is just feels like crap. I can't do this. No, let it say, look at how I feel. I'm uncomfortable. I must be on the right track. And it's only because we aren't familiar with some kinds of change. We know that if you're going to change your physical body, it's going to hurt. You're going to go to the gym or you're going to work out, you're going to walk more, maybe you're going to run, be on the trampoline, do push-ups, whatever it is. You're going to do something physically that's going to feel like pain in your arms and in your butt and in your legs. And when we feel that pain, we think that we're doing great because we understand that that kind of uncomfortable means what I'm doing is working. We don't recognize that with everything, but I'm telling you, with everything that we want to change, there is a level of discomfort that equals the pain in our body when we're working out. It's just a different kind of discomfort. Sometimes the problem isn't identity. Sometimes nobody taught us. Living organized is a learned skill. Budgeting is a learned skill. Math is a learned skill. Playing piano is a learned skill. Speaking Spanish, if you don't speak Spanish, is a learned skill. We cannot practice what we have never learned. Sometimes we tell stories, and sometimes these stories feel like they're so true. Like, well, I'll never get organized because, my mother was so disorganized and I never had a chance to learn. And then some other story might be, well, you know what? I will be organized because my mother was so disorganized that I'm never going to live that way. And that's why I'm organized. We can make up anything we want to say, this is why I am how I am. The truth is that it's a story. Sometimes all we have to do is learn something. And if we could just put aside the story of our identity, I'm this way because of all that other stuff, and trust me that it isn't any of that. It's because it is a learned skill. And if you haven't learned it, you can't know it. And we'll get into that more in this session too. Isn't that a massive relief? You've just been trying to play a song on the piano without ever been given a lesson. Once we put aside the old identity stories and realize that managing our home is just a learned skill, the guilt completely disappears and hope shows up. If you are a creative, if you're spontaneous and often sidetracked person who is ready to finally get those piano lessons, the daily instruction, the star and heart chart tracking sheets, the Tidy Tutor Masterclass, weekly live meetings, and a community that completely understands how you tick. The inner circle is exactly where you belong. If you're ready for this change, I invite you to join us. We have a 7-day free trial so you can come in, look around, and see if it's right for you. So you can click on the link right below this video in the description or it's pinned in the comments. Let's start practicing together. Click the link below and I'll see you on the inside.